Good evening, my name is Bobby Craig, personal trainer and sports massage therapist, and I'm here just to give a brief tutorial on the trigger point grid roller. And what we have today is, I'm going to address, and this is our participant today, this is Bob, and he's an avid triathlete and MMA participant, and he is coming to see me about having some difficulties with expanding and extension of his left side. And what I've noticed from his biomechanics is that he has a limitation, and the limitation is coming by way of his intercostal muscles, which are definitely related to his serratus anterior. So it is a muscle that's typically not addressed really. I'm really excited to use this trigger point grid roller today to show you all this casting technique that I've been using. And of course, it's an adjunct to the self-treatment that trigger point is really specified for. So what we have here is Bob is going to be laying on the shoulder. I'm going to ask Bob to extend his left arm over his head, perform a couple of breaths so I can see that his rib cage is expanding and contracting, and kind of looking to see where his limitations lie and what rib area it lies in. And because of the tightness of his ribs, and you can probably see the limited mobility that there exists there. So we're just going to go ahead and address this whole region on his left side, starting from his serratus anterior area. And what I'm going to do is use this casting technique. And what I will do is I will insert my arm in the casting motion or position with the grid roller, and what I'm going to do is use the carpals that are already provided on the trigger point grid. And these carpals are designed actually to go in conjunction with the direction of the rib cage. And so what I will do is apply about 2 pounds of pressure, pretty light pressure here, and I'll add maybe a ½ pound or so of guidance with my right hand, just so that I can have a stable motion, so I can keep the grid roller in place as the carpals glide between the intercostals by way of his serratus anterior muscles. And so what I'll do is perform a couple of strokes and have him inhale and then have him exhale. Then have him inhale as I go in this oblique angle along with the rib cage, not going along too far in the rib cage because of the weakness and the fragileness of the ribs, but just stand right along the musculature of the serratus anterior. And as he inhales, I'm going to get the most extension from that rib cage. And then I'll continue to roll along the direction, and again that oblique angle of his serratus anterior by way of his intercostal muscles. And after this, when he brings his arms down and he stands up, he'll be able to, of course, perform a much better butterfly stroke, as well as performing that left jab and left hook that he throws whenever he's participating in an MMA match. Again, this is Bobby Craig, and this is my brief tutorial on casting for the trigger point assisted, the active assisted trigger point therapy release using the grid. Thank you.